What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. You know, Daisy Ridley right now is probably thinking, man, did I do the right thing coming back with this Star Wars franchise? This franchise is always in turmoil because of Kathleen Kennedy. It's always in some sort of problems. Nothing ever runs smoothly. Nothing ever just say, hey, you know what? We're bringing out another movie. Here it is. Nothing like that. Nothing like that when it comes to Star Wars. Now we're getting some information. This is on Collider. Daisy Ridley confirms the script for her new Star Wars movie isn't finished. No, that rumor isn't true. This is an exclusive. Yeah, so here's what it says. Daisy Ridley's return to Star Wars remains shrouded in mystery despite circulating rumors about the plot of the upcoming film. That's the rumors that they're saying isn't true, or possibly isn't true. They were saying, well, this is what the plot of the movie is going to be, and here's some of the characters that are going to be in this, that. Now we don't know, okay? Because Daisy Ridley hasn't even read the script yet. She's excited about the project, with filming expected to begin later this year. Fans eagerly await updates when the production will begin for Ridley's next Star Wars movie, as the script is currently unfinished. Yeah, it's unfinished because we saw this before, all right? Remember, we saw this on the Bestman Bulletin. Steven Knight reportedly yet to complete a draft for the Daisy Ridley-led Rey Palpatine Star Wars movie. Yeah, see, they hired this guy, Steven Knight, after the Damon Lindelof draft kind of fizzled out. They hired this cat and they said, hey, can you come and do this thing for us? And last year in April, Kathleen had revealed that Steven Knight was due to submit a draft for the Rey film by mid-May. And just a few weeks later, then, yeah, that's when the writer's strike happened and didn't get over until September. And then so at that point, it was like, all right, now we're going to get this draft from this guy. He's going to start working on this script. Well, by that time, even though he was permitted to work on the script when the strike was resolved, he says, yo, I got my own shit that I'm working on, all right? During this time, Knight has spoken out about putting in the hours to finish the script for his Peaky Blinders movie during the end of the last year, which will film this summer and release next year. Yeah. So we know that Peaky Blinders is set to start shooting in mid-2024. This is what Steven Knight is working on, his own shit. He ain't got time to sit around and fool around and try to figure out what Star Wars is doing right now. He said, yo, I'm working on my stuff. After I'm done with this, then I'll get to you. And you got to start thinking like, okay, this guy is writing the script for Peaky Blinders. He's going to then start shooting, or they're going to start shooting Peaky Blinders and putting this thing into production. He's probably going to be heavily involved with the production of this thing, you know? On set all the time. Like, how much time is this guy really gonna have to dedicate to, you know, some stupid Rey movie that nobody really wants anyway? You know, the director has already come out there shooting off her mouth. You know, this thing is just kind of a dead project. Nobody's really interested in the Rey Palpatine movie anyway. So how much of this guy's energy is going to be into Peaky Blinders and making sure that, okay, we got a good, you know, production going forward. You know, everything is on schedule. Everything looks good. Oh, do we need to make some changes to the script? Yeah, go hand that to me. Yeah, let me write down some new, you know, lines through these cats or whatever. That's how I see this thing unfolding. So I don't know when he's going to get around to this. He might not get around to this until this whole production is over, all right? And who knows? I mean, if they're shooting like, let's say 3 or 4 months, we might be talking late 2024 before he finally sits down and says, all right, let's start writing the Rey Palpatine movie, you know? And so that tells you everything you need to know, okay? I think Daisy Ridley right now is like, yo, I'm just sitting here in absolute limbo, all right? Waiting on this situation to kind of iron out. And you're figuring, right, you know, she's making $12.5 million. We saw her salary for the movie come out. It's like, oh, yeah, she's going to be making about $12.5 million, you know, for this Rey Palpatine movie. Maybe it's for 2 movies or 3 movies. We don't know, you know, multiple appearances. But anyway, she's just saying, hey, man, I got my bread promised to me. You know, as long as they make the movies, we should be straight. So she's cool, but yeah, she's got to wait. And so the question is do they even get this thing into production this year? Probably not. Probably not. We're probably looking at 2025 before they even remotely get close to any kind of, okay, we're ready to get started with the Rey Palpatine movie. And then after that, you know, when does it come out? Does it come out in 26? Probably not. If they don't get this thing into production this year, it's not coming out in 2026. We're probably looking at 2027. By the time we get to 2027, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Does anybody give a damn about this character anymore after that? All right. We haven't seen this character in 8 years on film. At that point, if this film doesn't drop until 2027, 2019 was Rise of Palpatine. We don't get to this movie until 2027. Nobody's going to care about this character. Nobody cares about the character now. They would have to do all kinds of press and everything to push Daisy Ridley. And I just don't think the energy is there for this character anymore. Star Wars needs to move on from this, all right? I'm just going to say it right off rip. Star Wars needs to move on from Daisy Ridley. They need to move on from Rey. They need to move on from this entire storyline. It's dead. It's over. It's done, okay? Put it in the rearview mirror. Of course, Kathleen, she got her whole reputation tied up into this character because this terrible character, not Daisy Ridley, all right, the character of Rey, the terrible character of Rey is a Kathleen Kennedy creation if I ever saw one. Just put the character in the rearview mirror, Kathleen. No, this represents everything that I'm about. Yeah, that's why you won't get rid of her. That's why she will she's hanging on to this character for dear life. I'm still amazed, man. Like, how did you bring this character back into the fold? Like at Star Wars Celebration, like I said, I was there. And you listen to the little energy on that initial announcement that Rey was back, and there's a lot of applause and everything like that. I'm telling you, the moment you stepped outside that arena and you started talking to people, nobody was rocking with this. Nobody at all. Everybody was just kind of like, I don't understand why you would bring her back. It's not like the character was great. People were more interested in the James Mangold announcement and the Dave Filoni announcement than they were ever interested in this. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the article itself. By now, rumors have circulated far and wide among Star Wars fans regarding the plot of Daisy Ridley's upcoming return to the galaxy far, far away, which will see her reprise her role as Rey 15 years after the end of The Rise of Palpatine. Detailed as those rumors might have been, it seems they are just that, rumors. During a conversation at South by Southwest promoting her new film Magpie, Ridley was asked by Collider Steve Weintraub whether it was true that her film was going to be called New Jedi Order, to which Ridley replied, I don't know. Like, what you mean, man? You asking the star of the movie what's it going to be called? I have no idea what this thing is. All right. I think so. From the announcement, I don't think that's changed. While we do know she knows what to expect in terms of the plot, she added that she has yet to actually read the script, saying, I know a script is happening. I am going to be reading it imminently, which is very exciting. Yeah, a script is happening. When? I have no idea. I have no idea when I'm going to get it. It's just imminently, as soon as humanly possible, I guess, is what how that reads to me. I'll be reading it as soon as it's available. But look, man, this thing ain't going to be available. If this cat is working right now on his own stuff, he's working on Peaky Blinders, all right? Peaky Blinders doesn't start shooting until mid-2024. Let's say that's June. All right, let's say that's June. Let's just give it, all right, it's going to shoot somewhere in the May-June timeframe, all right? So this cat, I guarantee you, is not just going to be like, all right, you guys figure it out, and I'm going to go over here and work on the Star Wars script. He's going to be knee deep into the production, or at least he's going to be distracted enough from this production that it's going to take him a while to get that script put together. Now, I could be wrong, of course, I could be wrong. That's just me trying to read between the lines with this whole situation with Peaky Blinders. Yeah, he's also hard at work on the film version of his mega popular Peaky Blinders series. He's one of the best screenwriters around, so attention must always be paid to Knight. Yeah, see, he's going to be very concerned about Peaky Blinders, making sure that shit is tight. All right, he ain't going to be just like, all right, just leave it to the wolves, and I'll go over here and work on Star Trek. But no, he's going to be focused. All right, on this whole production. He want to make sure that this thing goes off without a hitch. All right, so yeah, he's going to be working on that. He's almost done. This was back in January, right? Yeah, this was back in January. So he was still working on it 2 months ago. And I think, 2 months from now, when this thing finally gets ready to go into production, he's still going to be working on it. So yeah, Daisy, that imminently script that you're talking about, all right? I'm looking at 3 or 4 months of shooting for Peaky Blinders. And that's when Steven Knight will put his full focus into your movie. And that might not be until, if it starts in June, that might not be until September, October. And then we'll finally start getting that. And then he'll probably have to go through a couple of drafts of that. It might take him 3 or 4 months to get that script completely ironed out. And then what we're talking about is, we're already in 2025. They're not going to rush to production. At least they better not. If they want this thing to be any kind of successful. But look, let me just say it again. Pull the plug, okay? This thing is a disaster. The Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy chick, all right? She's already sunk this entire project with her mouth. People are less interested in Star Wars than they've ever been. Who's checking for the Acolyte? That's the next thing coming up with Star Wars. Who's going to be checking for Acolyte? Nobody. All right. After that, it's going to be the skeleton crew. There's no energy right now around this. You know, Mando and Grogu, yeah, that's still 2 years away. Star Wars right now needs a complete and utter like revisioning of their entire creative process, because everything that they're doing right now is just coming up like nobody cares. You know, nobody cares about any of this stuff. Anyway, you guys, you tell me what you think about this. You excited for a Rey Palpatine movie, you know? And if a Rey Palpatine movie doesn't go into production this year, I have a feeling you're not going to get that until 2027. Are you still going to be interested in that 3 years from now? I mean, it sounds like this thing is a dumpster fire. It sounds like it's over for Rey. It sounds like it's over for these characters. They need to move on, go in a different direction, and beyond that, get some real creatives that know what they're doing, that love Star Wars, can follow George Lucas's vision, and bring this entire franchise back to prominence. I don't think anybody over there at Lucasfilm can do that right now, but you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.